We continue our coverage here at Oracle, game number 2. From ring rust, a little bit in game 1, to just a fantastic output, including 6 dynamic assists from Boogie Cousins. Without Clay, he'd be needed even more. With answers hopefully on that, among other things, the coach of the Warriors, Steve Kerr, is with our own Allie LaForce.
Okay, Coach, let's start with Clay. He's never missed a playoff game. I know he wants to, but the long-term health for the rest of the finals is a factor. What's that debate been like, and have you made a decision yet?
We'll decide right before the game. Basically, he'll come in here, and get some more work in with our training staff. He's dying to play. We'll see how he's feeling, but we got to do the smart thing too. It's still early in the series, and if there's any pain, any discomfort, any risk, then he'll sit out.
A tough decision, no doubt. I know you were pleasantly surprised by the minutes you got from DeMarcus Cousins in Game 2. How has he physically responded from that, and your expectations for his minutes tonight?
I think he should be able to go at least 28 like he did the other night, maybe more. I think he responded really well. He's got some confidence in his conditioning now. He's feeling good. So we'll see how the game goes and go from there.
Thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks, Allie.
All right, Allie, thank you. We will hear from Boogie Cousins one-on-one and get a chance to talk and break down about his great performance in Game 2 in a bit. Let's temporarily flip to the other side, as we still don't know about Clay. Game time decision. We know Kawhi. Trying to figure out Kawhi's answers may be the only thing that's harder than figuring out what happened last season. Speaking of injury questions and concerns, but there's been no question, Webb, about his performance so far in the playoffs. What does he need to do now that you take the show on the road to win a game at Oracle, especially in the finals? How much more is on the shoulders, if anything, with Kawhi?
Well, I think Kawhi is great because he can control the pace of a game. You never see him get too sped up. Well, actually, Game 2, you did see him get a little bit sped up, but that's not like his normal game. I expect to see him in the high pick and roll and to see him isolate a lot more tonight with shooters in the corner being ready to shoot. So he's going to have to come out and be aggressive, not just scoring, but aggressive, attacking the basket, looking to get others open, so to get them some easy shots. What Kenny said in the last segment is true. You can talk all the defense you want, but if you don't shoot well, it doesn't matter. And so he's going to need his team to shoot well, and the way he does that is by creating some open looks for his teammates.
I know there's not the traditional point and big relationship nowadays the way they play the game as there is here, for example, on set. But I want to go to that because when you look at Kenny, Kawhi, there has been times, including in Game 2, where late in games, they're looking for the open shot. But you almost feel like if you're a fan of the Warriors, you'd rather, and I know Danny Green hit some of them, and he was a Carolina guy, that he would take an open shot versus giving Kawhi a one-on-one isolation opportunity where he's been so dangerous. How do you handle, if you're the guards of the Raptors, when it's right to look open shot and when you need to go and feed that man Kawhi late in the game?
Well, they should play a boxing one on Kawhi. The two things about that stat surprised me because the third most points in NBA history.
Incredible, right?
Because you don't think of him as a scorer, like his last 20 years. That's incredible because the first thing you think of Kawhi is not scoring. Secondly, you said the question was, what do you think? As a guard, you're in the NBA Finals and you have to be aggressive. So in terms of option 1 is always the rim. Option 2 is finding the person who has a better opportunity to score. So, however, Danny Green, for instance, his best attribute is open three-point shooting. It's not creating off the dribble. So if he's not open in his shot, he has to move it. He just has to know his game. And his game is, I'm open, I knock it down. If not, I move it quickly. So he could be aggressive in that thought process if he already knows what his skill set is. And everyone at this level in the NBA Finals, they know their skill set and they know what they're good at.
No star can do it, Shaq, on his own, clearly. Everybody needs not just others, but others who can step up in big games, and we all know that Pascal Siakam has done that a bunch. Biggest difference from really Game 1 to Game 2 for the Raptors side, going to exactly what Kenny just said, and that's putting up points, was the difference in his scoring and his aggressiveness. How much does he have to now, especially on the road, be that Game 1 Siakam to help out as a factor offensively?
He has to score in the low or high 20s. 12, 13, 15 points against Golden State Warriors are not going to do it. To go back to the question that you asked, how do you know who to get the ball to? There's a way to communicate without talking, communicate through pass. For example, C. Webb with the Sacramento Warriors. He's a man, he can touch it. But if he comes out and he throws it behind his back to Doug Christie in the corner, shoot, Doug. We want you to shoot. So I know we want to get the ball to Kawhi, but Kawhi grew up in the system. He comes from a system that he's going to make the right play. Draw the defense, kick it to Danny Green. Danny Green, you got to hit the shot. So the others have to play well.
I love that. I love what you just said about the unspoken when you're open. Yeah. I'm going to give you, without the microphone, I'm going to let you know when you're open the way I'm passing you the ball. Okay? Without the microphone. Or the second one alerts you that you're open. The first one, I just want you to move it.
Right.
The second one, I'm showing you with my body language that you're wide open.
Yes.
And those things happen.
Or if you Shaq, I've seen him do this in the game. Pass it out, they passed it back in, and we quadruple team, and he passed it back out. A guy travels or something, and you go back down the court and you say, and you don't do anything, but you just point, or you say, shoot that ball. So it's a way, just on the pass, and then after I gave you 2 passes,
that alerts everyone on the floor that the shot is about to go up.
I was just thinking when Shaq said Sacramento Warriors, neither of you might have won titles if you could have been on the Sacramento Warriors, taking your Dubs teams, then the Sacramento teams.
He's been on the Sacramento Warriors.
Yeah, I mean,
he's been in Sacramento and the Warriors.
And put them together.
He did.
And you put
He's been on both.
I said the Sacramento are just like the Warriors.
But just like that.
You caught me, America.
Well, here's the thing. If you could have put them together, for example, and this will roll right into a nice segue, look who tweeted a guy who, if you guys would have stayed together, been healthy, who knows what happens with those Dubs. There's Tim Hardaway in the house, in the building.
I was talking to Kenny before the game.
Tim Hardaway, that small?
My very first practice, I just got over appendectomy surgery, emergency appendectomy surgery. I come to practice, I'm ready to go. I'm meeting the team, shaking their hands. We go back to the sideline, I'm tying my shoe, and I hear Timmy scream. And he tore his ACL, and we never got to play together. I think we would have been special that year. We won 50-something games. He tore his knee the first day of practice, man. And I watched him, and I'm thinking, like, this is how my rookie year going to start. The best crossover ever at that point was going. Practice. But he was the man.
Next on the 48th edition of What If on NBA TV. By the way, we do have this What If conversations. What does that say right there?
That says teamwork, brother.
You know what I'm saying?
It's called teamwork, brother. Teamwork makes the dream work.
I already know, Kenny.
When we come back in this building, it's been almost as famed as his play during the game. The warm-up of Steph Curry. Don't miss it.
Gatorade packs carbs to refuel and electrolytes to replenish. So you can bring the heat. Nothing beats Gatorade.
The powerful backing of American Express. Don't live life without it.
DXL is built as the one-stop shop for big and tall guys, with sizes starting at XL and over 100 brands that fit great and look even better. DXL Big and Tall, built to fit at DXL.com.
At Burger King, feed your appetite your way with our Flame Grilled Whopper meal deals for $4, $5, and $6. Get the Whopper Junior meal for $4 or the Flame Grilled Whopper meal for $5. Still hungry? Get the Double Whopper meal for $6. It's Whopper meal deals only at Burger King.
Beast in me is caged by frail and fragile bars, restless by day and by night, rants and rages at the stars. God help the beast in me.
We continue Game Time live at the finals, presented by YouTube TV. Oracle in its last run, looking to be the home and the site of the Warriors' third consecutive run to a championship. One of the great moments in this building each and every night takes place not even during the game, but before it, in the famed preparation and the shooting of Steph Curry. With more on that with a unique twist tonight, here's Jared Greenberg. Jared?
Well, Casey, we're just a couple of moments away from Steph Curry running out of this tunnel for one of the last times and putting on the pregame clinic that reminds some of what Reggie Jackson used to do across the way when he was playing for the Oakland Athletics. Now, a little bit of gamesmanship prior to Game 3 here of the 2019 NBA playoffs. The NBA policy states that the visiting team get to elect which side of the court they want to warm up on. The Toronto Raptors are one of just a handful of